You know, I like to talk about this, about, you know, I want to tell you to stop worrying about the opinion of others. And there's a lot of insecurity and fear that, that one or you cannot let other people say bad things or negative things about you or me. And I've seen this being done, this being mentioned again and again and again from my childhood when I was like, 7, 8, 9, 10, and all the way now. I'm 39 and I'm still hearing it that, like, oh, you cannot let anybody talk bad about you. You cannot let anybody say things about you. Uh, it's like a broken record, and when there's so many people that are fearful, they live in fear of judgment by others, you know, especially the fear that, negative um, words by others. So I really want to address and talk about this. Okay, like I always tell my family, my sisters, and you know, firstly, you must understand that, people can be reactive, they can be fearful and insecure rather than being loving, kind, and generous. You know, sometimes this is taught from a generational perspective because in the past, people are just being very fearful and all those things happen. But once you understand that many people are fearful, reactive, insecure, then you must know that, would you really want to pay attention to words coming out from a person who's reactive or insecure? Okay, if this is very important insight, and this also includes your parents, your loved ones, somebody that you really admire. It could be your boss, boss's boss, or your grandparents that you really love. They can be reactive, fearful, insecure. So you must consider, if they're like that, then you must take it with a pinch of salt. You cannot take it as it is. Secondly, it doesn't really matter in the end, because in the end, right, you have to run your own life. You've got to own your own life. You can't live your life based on what others tell you to do. That itself, right, if you live from word to word by other people, is a sure way to be unhappy. Because imagine, right, if you, let's say, you are the sort that gains you happiness by what other people say. If what happened if one person A clash with person B, who clash with person C, clash with person D, who will you make happy? You're fucked. It, again, the second sentence is that it doesn't work. When you leave your happiness in the words of others, you're gonna get in trouble, because in the end, it's your own life. You got to decide and find out for yourself what makes you happy. Okay, you got to find out for yourself. Thirdly, you must recognize also negative thoughts are way more sticky, more pervasive than good ones. I'll give you an example. Say you get in your blog or in your website or with people, maybe you have 20 people who love you, 20 good comments. Oh my God, you're so good. I love your work. And then there'll be just one person say, "You are a fucking idiot. You are a scammer. You are this. You are that. You are this. You are that." Most people who experience one negative versus 20 positive, it's the negative thing that gets stuck in their mind and their heart. It's like, why? Fuck, why? You know, it's because we're wired such that negative things stands out like a sore thumb. It's for you to rewire, to deprioritize. Because not everybody will like you, not everybody is going to be raving fans. In fact, you may have up to 50% of people who don't like you. I have people who just tell me they don't like me because I just laugh and I'm loud and I'm in your face. Well, fuck you. And I'm okay with it. But for those who love me, come. I'm here. I am me. And lastly, you need to recognize that you've got to be aware that, that I'm good at something, I'm bad at something. You're good at something, you're bad at something. Okay. If you have to choose, always hone and work and build upon your strengths, layer of your strength, rather than, just chasing and trying to patch and improve your weakness. If possible, do both. If you have to choose, always layer and build upon your strength. It's so much easier to work on something that you're strong at, and likely things that you're strong at, you things that you're passionate for. An example is that I'm not very good with, let's say, Oh, numbers and details. I'm not terrible with details. And I tell people frankly, people say, hey, some of my staff will tell me, hey, Nigel, do you remember that? I'm like, no, sorry. Ask so and so. Ask so and so. But when it comes to things I'm good at, I will be unashamedly, I'll tell you what I know. I'll share with you. Right? So always work on your strengths. Always work on your good stuff. If possible, patch your bad stuff, improve your bad stuff. But you have to choose, work on your strengths. But you must remember, you have strengths, you have weakness. And it's the truth of the matter. If I'm terrible with steaming fish or cooking chicken, I'm not going to cry about it. But maybe I'm good at making pizza, right? So remember, just bear that in mind. So the real question is, how do we deal with this? Um, Dealing with worrying about opinions of others, right? How do I stop it from getting it keep playing in my head or keep playing my heart? I think a very functional perspective to this. I use a filter with a few questions, 4 questions only. Firstly, is it true? If it's a blatant lie, I will just ignore it. It's like if somebody lied to me about something, I'm not going to take on that lie. I'll question the person why the person trying to lie to me, right? So if it's a lie, if it's not true, ignore it. Number two, is it helpful or useful? Sometimes white lie happens. Person lie to protect someone. I understand. I will still correct it. If it's not useful at all, if it's just meant to troll you, or it's based on their insecurity or their fear, not useful, not helpful. If it's a lie on top of that, fuck off. Is it kind? If it's kind, okay, we can still take it. Sometimes kindness and generosity, we need to extend out, fine. And lastly, is it my priority? Other people's priority are not my priority. I can't prioritize everything in the world. I have finite time, finite focus, finite energy. I'm not going to make everything my priority. And that's how I focus and how I manage my worry about opinion of others. In fact, I'm not worried about opinion of others. When I first started my entrepreneurship journey, my mom begged me, say, go and beg your boss for your job back. I said, no, no way, no way. I don't care. It's not going to work. And like my previous, I always give a reference, like the one of the place that I work at, when I was going to leave, they said, Nigel, here you can take the check from the company, and then you can draw as much as you want, as long as the company not losing money, just go for it. It's a blank check. I'm like, no, no, your opinion is not important to me. It depends. I mean, of course, I'll bear in mind, but if it's not useful, if it's not good, if it's not true, if it's not kind, if it's not my priority, no. And that's it. I don't have to dwell on it. Oh yeah, yeah. One more point I need to say. Um, if you have to dwell on things or you have to think and ruminate over things, sure, but don't let it be a cap. Okay, maybe 15 minutes a day. This is to prevent people from spending too much time dwelling, ruminating, just engaging in mental without doing anything. Thinking is very important. I am a full proponent for thinking, mindfulness, conscious thinking, conscious doing, things like that. But don't get too stuck in your brain, in your head. Okay? If you're just stuck in your head, in your brain, nothing happens. So think, deduce, calculate, consider, and once you make a conclusion, within say 15 30 minutes, if you need an hour of the day, fine, then go for it. But don't analyze and do paralyze. It doesn't work that way. Remember? Okay, so don't worry about opinions of others. You can seek their opinion, but don't be paralyzed by it. Opinions of others are be used as data. That you compare data with truth, compare whether it's useful, compare whether it's kind, compare whether it's your priority. Because everybody got their own agenda. You have to consider what's most important for you, what makes you happy the most. Other people's agenda may not be your agenda. So think about it. Stop worrying about the opinion of others and just go in a direction where you want to go, where brings you closer to happiness. Okay? Don't let your happiness be in the hands or the mouths of a few people. Happiness, only you know what makes you happy the most. So stop worrying about the opinions of others. You take care. See you. Bye.